Hey everyone, welcome back to Prime Time TV. In this video, we'll be discussing the hijab protest in Iran and its implications for the world. We'll be talking about the different perspectives on this issue and what this all means for the future. So continue watching till the end for an enlightening and thought-provoking video. The origin of the recent hijab protest in Iran. Recently, the death of Mahsa Amini on September 16, 2022, has sparked anti-government protests in many cities across Iran. Amini, 22, was of Kurdish origin and hailed from the northwestern province of Kurdistan. She was detained by the Hijab, the morality police, while she was traveling to the capital city of Tehran on suspicion of wearing immodest clothing. She passed away in a hospital after 3 days of being in a coma. Since it was established 15 years ago, the morality police has included women in its ranks. In white vans with green stripes, its employees patrol the streets of major cities. Typically, persons who disobey the dress standards are given a warning. A few, like Amini, are arrested on what the authorities term as bad hijab. The morality police appear to have become much more active since President Ebrahim Raisi took office in 2021. Amini was accused of having tight trousers on and of wearing her headscarf improperly. She was sent to a guidance center set up by the authorities where women are counseled on the rules governing women's clothing and released after a few days. The authorities claimed that she died of a heart attack and provided video footage to bolster their claims. Immediately after Amini's death, President Raisi called up her family. "Your daughter is like my own daughter, and I feel that this incident happened to one of my loved ones," he told her parents over the telephone. A thorough investigation into the grounds of her death was another promise he made. But here's the catch. Do you really think that Amini died of a heart attack? As this question still remains a mystery under controversial circumstances, however, the death of Mahsa Amini has sparked protests among the public, with many believing that she was tortured to death while in police custody. The protests have been met with a heavy-handed crackdown by the authorities, with many demonstrators being arrested. Why Iranians won't believe the authorities about a student's death in custody. The death of Amini is perceived as an unfortunate result of a protracted struggle by the citizens of Iran. Many Iranians are skeptical of the government's explanation for the death of a student in police custody. The authorities claim that she died of a heart attack, but many Iranians believe that she was tortured to death. Tehran's police chief, Hossein Rahimi, has claimed that Amini had several pre-existing conditions like diabetes and epilepsy. He has denied allegations of mistreatment, saying that they are completely false. Amini's parents have insisted that she had no health problems and that her death was caused by the inhumane treatment that she received. They say that there were bruises on her legs. Interior Minister Ahmad Vahidi has denied the family's claim and has insisted that Amini was not beaten. He assured the Iranian media that no beating had taken place after receiving reports from supervision organizations, speaking with witnesses, viewing cameras, and getting forensic evaluations. Many Iranians remain skeptical of the government's explanation for Amini's death. They believe that she was tortured and killed by the authorities, and that the government is trying to cover up the incident. As the controversy is still ongoing, let us know what you think about this. What do you think? Was Amini killed by the ill treatment of the police? The morality police and hijab law. The hijab law and the morality police are two of the most controversial topics in Iran today. The hijab law, which requires all women to wear a headscarf in public, has been in place since the Islamic Revolution in 1979. The morality police, which is responsible for enforcing the hijab law, has been criticized for its heavy-handed tactics, including arresting and detaining women who are not properly dressed. The protests against the hijab law and the morality police began in late 2017 after a video of a woman being berated by the morality police went viral. The protests have since grown into a broader movement against the Islamic Republic, with women leading the charge. Needless to say, the dress code of Iran is quite stereotypical despite the 21st century is still trying to oppress women with hijab. The fight and protest of Iranian women with hijab are now becoming a symbol to mitigate the male-dominant society, trying to ban the concept of female comes after male. For ages, it is quite evident that women have been subjected to many oppressed situations in the male-dominant society, with the concept of a rulebook stating how a woman should dress in the name of religion. However, there is no such rule book on how a woman should dress. It's simply a great facade of myth that women have been subjected to since ages. This clearly shows how a vicious cycle has been carried on and implied on women for ages. Talking of which, the toxicity of this vicious cycle took the life of an innocent 22-year-old Amini recently. As the death of Amini has now shaken the world to the core, many of the protesters are the youth, the university students who are on the loop of supporting the protest by chanting the slogan, "Women, Life, Freedom." The hijab protests in Iran are a powerful reminder that women will not be silenced. We will continue to fight for our rights, and we will not be stopped. The world is watching, and we will not be intimidated. How about you? Are you with the protesters of the hijab in this? Feel free to share your thoughts on this below, and we will see you in our next video.